Hello everybody, welcome to Totally Tabled. My name is Shaggy, and today I'm doing a full solo playthrough of Expeditions. This is being billed as the sequel to the mega hit Scythe. Really, gameplay-wise, they don't share much in common. This game just takes place in the Scythe universe. So we have some mechs, and we have the familiar, beautiful artwork. And in the story, a massive meteorite has smashed into Siberia, and as a result, an ancient corruption has been unleashed. So we're playing as war heroes who have privately funded our own expeditions, hoping to clear the corruption, find artifacts, and ultimately gain the most glory. Now don't worry if you don't know how to play, because I'm going to teach the game as we go. So let's just go ahead and dive right in, because I got everything set up for the solo game. You really just want to put it together as you would for any player count. We've randomized all the tiles here, so we have our southern tiles here face up. And then we have the central tiles and the northern tiles all face down with map tokens on them. We've then shuffled up our deck and we've placed 5 cards here in between the different tiles. And I've chosen to play with the Highlander mech. This mech has a special ability that's going to let us gain cards directly into our hand, rather than in our exhausted pile. That's going to come in very handy. We have our power and guile markers set at 0. And I've decided to play as Olga and her awesome tiger companion, Changa. These 2 cards start in our hand, which in this game just basically means they're off to the left side of our tableau. Setting up the Automa is extremely easy. You just take the 3 Automa cards on the Automa deck. We're going to be playing against a level 2 Automa, and on their glory card here, you just want to take 8 stars, 4 from 2 different colors, and place it on there. Then have their markers start at 0. You want to shuffle up their deck, discard 2 cards off the top without looking at them. You then want to take 2 unused mechs. The black mech is going to be going from right to left on these central tiles, and the blue mech's going to explore the northern tiles going left to right. And there you go, that's setup complete. We are ready to start the game. I was randomly determined to go first, and so in the first turn of the game, you're just going to take your marker here that's on the refresh and move it to the left to that box right there. We're now going to get to take a move action, a play action, and a gather action in any order that we want. Our mech starts here on this board, and we're adjacent to these 3 tiles. So we can come in anywhere we want, and when we move, we can move up to 3 spaces. So I'd like to go 1, 2 over to that tile right there. Now that I've taken my move action, I think I want to take a gather action. And that just means we look at the tile and we just get whatever is on the bottom. So in the case of the sawmill, we're going to get either a green worker or a red worker. And I think I'd like a green worker. And now I'm going to take the last action, the play action. And that just means playing one of our cards that's in our hand. I want to play Olga. We move the card over to our exhausted area, and we get whatever is on the left side of the card. In this case, we get 1 guile. Let's move it up on our track right there. If we had more glory, we would get a little bit extra, but for now, we can ignore those. And now, if we want, we can power up this card with the indicated worker. For Olga, it's a green worker, so we just place the worker right there, and now we can get whatever it says. In this case, it says that we can gain a blue worker, or we can solve. Solving is an action that lets us complete quests. You're going to see that here just in a little bit. Right now, we don't have quest cards, so we're just going to gain a blue worker. And that's really convenient because our tiger companion here needs a blue worker. So that works out great. And there we go. That's our 3 actions. It's really that simple. Our turn is done. And now we go to the Automa's turn. For their turn, we just simply turn over the top card of their deck. And we're just going to do exactly what it says. Now, each of these cards has 3 sections. The slightly shaded in part at the top. For this card, there's nothing there, so we'll just ignore it. The second part of the card deals with the blue mech who's in the north, and the bottom part of the card deals with the black mech that's in the central area of the board. The first thing we see there is a sweep icon, and that just means that we're going to discard any cards that the mech is adjacent to and refill those spaces. It's just adjacent to this one, so discard, and refill. Now it shows that if the Automa had 4 glory, which is what those stars are, then it would do an action. In this case, a map action. Well, right now it has 0 glory, so we're going to skip that and instead go to the second part, which is just showing how far the mech is going to move. In this case, it's going to move 2 spaces to the right. The blue mech always moves to the right, and the black mech always moves to the left. Now we go to the black mech. If it had 3 glory, it would do something, but it doesn't, so it's just going to move 3 spaces to the left. And that's it. That's the Automa's turn. At the beginning here, until they've built up some glory, they're really just going to be moving around, blocking spaces from us. Now it's our turn again. The first thing we have to do is move our marker to one of these spaces up here. I want to move it right there. I'm actually blocking gather, which means that this round, I'm only going to be able to do a move and a play. Next turn, I'm going to have to move it again to one of the other spaces. So each turn, you're doing a different combination of actions. I think I'll do my move first. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm then going to play. So the first thing I get here is a power. And I have a blue worker, so I'll place it on there. And Changa is going to let me gain 1 exposed benefit from an adjacent location or vanquish. I'll explain what vanquish means later. It involves cleaning corruption off of tiles, which we haven't seen yet. Right now, I'd just like to gain an exposed benefit from an adjacent location. I want to gain this one right here. The airship wreckage just says gain any card. That's what that symbol means. Sometimes you can only gain adjacent cards, but in this case, I can gain any one of the 5 cards that's on the board. I want this one right here. This find a former factory engineer. That little heart symbol over there means it's a quest. It also says it underneath. There's basically 3 different types of cards in the game. There's quests, there's items, and there's meteorites. Each one behaves slightly differently. Now, normally when you gain a card, it goes into your exhausted area. But because of my special ability, I get to gain cards directly into my hand. So they come over here. It's available for me to play. Also, when you gain a card, you immediately refill the space. There we go. We have another meteorite. I should note that when you play cards into your exhausted area, you should keep track of the order of the cards, because some other cards might refer to that. So I just like to overlap them slightly. And there we go. That's the end of my turn. I moved, I played, I'm done. Automa's turn. And there we go. We look at the top. It shows that we move the blue marker 1 space. As you can see, the next time we move that marker, they're going to gain a glory. So there's no sweeping, and they don't have 4 glory, so the blue is just going to move 1 space. But here we go. The black mech, 0 glory. They have 0 glory, so they're going to take a map action. The way that works is they're going to look anywhere from 0 to 3 spaces away, and the first unexplored space that they get to, they're going to explore it. And they're standing on an unexplored space, so the way that works is they're going to grab that map token. That's going to be victory points at the end of the game. And they're going to flip this over. Okay, it's the crater rim. And now we need to add a little corruption to this tile. We can see here, this little area, the little box there, and it says 5+. So we go to the corruption bag. We're going to draw out a random corruption. Ooh, we put it right there. Now that's only a 4, and we need to at least get to 5. So we're going to have to draw another token. Okay. We put it on top of there, and there we go. We're going to be using the Vanquish action in order to remove that corruption. Once we get rid of both of those, it'll unlock a new action that we can take on that tile. And there we go. Because they did that, they're not going to move. The Automa's turn is over. For For our turn, I think we're not going to move. We're just going to play and gather. Again, I couldn't keep that where it is. I had to move it to one of the other two places. I'd like to gather first, and I'm on a tile here, this riverside. That symbol means that I can activate one of the adjacent tiles. So I could get either a blue or a yellow worker here. I could gain any card if I wanted to, but I want to activate the secret facility. Here I get to gain the top card of the deck. I just draw it. And again, I get to gain cards into my hand. Got another quest here, salvage an idle mech. Then in addition to that, I get to rescue one of the cards here in my exhausted pile. These are known as active cards, so I get to rescue one of my active cards. I'm actually going to rescue Olga. And when you rescue a card, you get whatever worker is on it, you just get it back into your supply. So there we go. That was my gather. I'm now going to play, and I'm going to play Olga back immediately. We always get what's up there in the left-hand corner. In this case, a guile. And I'll put the worker on there. And rather than gaining a blue worker, I'm going to actually solve a quest. This Find a Former Factory Engineer quest shows on the right-hand side that in order to solve it, I need to be on tile number 1, which I am. That's the riverside. So I needed to have the quest in my hand, I needed to have my mech on the correct tile, and then I had to activate a solve action, which Olga is going to let me do. I get whatever is here on the side, and in this case it shows that I can spend 1 guile in order to get a blue worker. Olga's ability here also states that if you solve, gain the core value of all your solved quests. And that actually includes the one that we just solved. So we're going to get a guile right back. And then we just tuck it here underneath our board with just the top part showing. As it shows here, we can complete a maximum of 4 quests during the game. Quests are an important way in which we're going to score points. As shown right here, depending on the number of quests that you complete, up to 3, that's how many points each one of your stars is going to be worth, your glory that you've accumulated throughout the game. You can see here we have these 4 stars. We're trying to complete these glory conditions in order to put our stars on the board. And actually completing 4 quests is one of the ways that we can get a star on the board. There's many other ones, including melding for meteorites, upgrading for items. This is having a total of 8 cards, or 7 workers, or 5 map tiles. I'll explain these as we go along. We don't have to worry about them too much right now. But once we get all 4 of these onto the board, that's going to signal the end of the game. Alternatively, if the Automa gets all 8 of their glory out, that could also win the game. Okay, there we go. My turn's all done. Oh, we move the marker, and we've covered up the first glory. So we're going to remove one of their stars, just place it right here. This is where we're collecting the Automa's stuff. They now have their first glory, but it's not going to help them here because they need 2 glory, which they don't have. So that's just going to move 2 spaces. And here they would need 3 glory. So instead, they're going to move 2 spaces. I have a simple turn in mind. I think I just want to move and gather. I just want to move right here and then gather by taking any card that I want. I want this card right here. This is a meteorite, a clue stone. Once again, when I gain cards, they go directly into my hand, and it gets refilled immediately. Okay, looks like we have an item card there. An occult nexus. Wow. Move that on. Doesn't have 4 glory, so it's going to move 3 spaces. And when they reach the end of their line, they just reset back to the beginning. Like I said, they're always going to move in one direction. And the black mech's doing the same, just moving 2. all this moving around is really just designed to keep us from being able to get on that tile. We can't move into the same location that the other mechs are in, although we can move past them. I think I'm going to hang out right where I am. Let's do a gather play. We can take any card we want. I like the look of this brainstone meteorite. Once again, goes right into our hand. And now, let's go ahead and play it. So just like any other card that you play, you get what's up here on top. In this case, a guile. We would get an extra guile if we had melded a meteorite already, which we haven't. You'll see that in a little bit. And then we can put a blue worker here. And the ability is gain 1 face-up item to your hand. Well, I believe that that refills immediately. Okay, so we do have 2 face-up items now. Yeah, that one is interesting, but I actually have my eye on this one right here. So this is an item, this Occult Nexus. This card's going to let us do some vanquishing, and I think that sounds pretty good. Now you can see here, if we had had 2 melded meteorites, we would have gained a little extra ability of gaining a power per item in our hand. But there we go, I think I'm done. Move the cube. All right, blue mech is sweeping. Wow, now we have a bunch of items on the field. Okay, they're just moving 3. 3 more, there we go. Okay, not sure I'm being super efficient here, but I'm just gonna do another boring move and gather. 1, 2, and get a red worker. Okay, now sweeping. Sweeping a lot of cards here. Adjacent to these 3. And then not quite at 2 glory yet, so just moving 3. Man, we have lots of items out there. Kind of feel like I want to... Man, maybe gather and play? No. Let's do a move and play. I think we'll do a little exploration here. So we're just going to move up here. Now, because this tile is unexplored, we have to stop our movement. And we're going to immediately explore it. We're going to get this map token. Ooh, okay, a fishing village. We need to add corruption. Okay, again, we have to get up to 5, so we're going to have to draw another one. Oh man, that needs so much power. I can now do a play. I think I'm just going to play this card here, this clue stone. All I'm going to be getting is a guile. I don't have a green worker to put on it, and I couldn't really solve anything anyway, so there we go. That's it. Okay, is going up to the 2 glory mark. Ooh, and now that they have 2 glory, they would get to activate this action, which is basically they want to vanquish a spot. Unfortunately for the blue mech, none of the northern tiles have been revealed, so there's no corruption up there. So they can't perform that action, so instead they're just going to move 3 spaces. Now for the black mech, 2 glory, so they're going to be looking to remove a corruption as well. Now we always look 0 to 3 spaces away to see if they can find any corruption to remove. And they're always going to skip where we are and pretend like that space doesn't even exist. So here we have 1, skip us, 2, 3, and there is corruption there for them to remove. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter how many movement is down here. They're always going to look 0 to 3 spaces away. So they're going to move there, and because it's a ×1, it means they're just going to remove 1 of the corruption, and that's going to score them some points at the end of the game. There we go, back to us. I think I'm just going to go move and gather, and we'll do another little explore over this way. Get another map token. Got the warehouse here. Gotta get up to 5 again. Oh my goodness, so much power. That's been a little unlucky because I'm more into guile than power. I now get to gather. This is gonna let me take a card, but that little star there means it has to be adjacent. So luckily I got 3 choices here. I think I like this Synergy Halo item. So once again, always goes directly into my hand. Keep in mind, that's the Highlander's ability. Normally, it would all go here in the active pile. Ooh, a Tesla pistol. Okay. Well, say goodbye to the Tesla pistol, because we're sweeping. Didn't want that anyway. Okay, now we have a flex capacitor. Not doing that. Moving 1. Not doing that. Moving 2. Okay, now I very much want to move and play. Ooh. Yeah, no, let's go 1, 2 here. We're going to keep this exploration going a bit. Okay, a research base. And I'm really looking for a very specific grouping of corruption tokens here. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, that's good. Whoa, okay. It's going to take 9 guile to clear off all that corruption. That's a lot. We're now going to play... Yeah, I think I'm going to play... this quest. We're just going to get the guile, and we don't have a blue worker, so that's it. We're just getting the guile, and that's our turn. Moving 3, and ooh, exploring this tile. Impact zone. As you can see, all of these central tiles will have 5 corruption, or you have to draw until you get to 5 corruption. Ooh, man. Now we're going to gather and play. Boom. We gather 2 guile. I'm then going to play this occult nexus. We get a power. But more importantly, we put this red worker here, and it says here vanquish. So that's going to give us a vanquish action. But we also get this special ability. It says whenever you vanquish, and that includes this time, first, gain the core values of all adjacent face-up cards. Look at that. Guile, guile, guile. We're getting 3 guile. 1, 2, 3. We're maxed out at 10 guile. You can never have more than that. We then get to vanquish. And you can vanquish as much as you want on the tile that you're on. And so here, with the blue tiles, we need to spend 5 guile in order to vanquish that bit of corruption. Down to 5. And we get to keep that. And then we can keep going. Boom, we're going to vanquish that remaining 4. 1 left. And there we go. We have cleansed this tile. And by doing so, we've opened up an action that we could do on this tile when we gather. Instead of getting 2 guile, we could do an upgrade, which would let us take one of our items and we'd get to tuck it into our board, which means that we'd get the special ability for the rest of the game without having to place a worker on it, which is very cool. Also, at the end of the game, each corruption tile is going to be worth 2 points. And also, upgraded item cards are also worth points, as shown in the lower right corner. Well, there we go. That was my gather. That was my play. Okay, not moving. Just going 2. Just going 1. I think for this turn, I'm going to do something that I haven't shown you yet. I'm going to refresh. When we do this, we get back all of our workers. We refresh all of our cards. They just go back into our hand. And there we go. That's our whole turn. Now, that's not great, but next time, we'll get to just move our token here like we did at the very beginning of the game, and we'll actually get to do all 3 actions. So, get a little bit of a consolation prize for having to just reset. Automa's turn. And doing a little sweeping. Man, so many items. I'm looking for some quests. And here we go. Looks like they're exploring. There we go. This is the tile where you can get purple workers. Ah, and there we go. So for the first time, 5 corruption. Can stop drawing right there. And boom, we get to do all 3, move, play, and gather. And one thing I want to do, I like to have these sort of offset a little bit. And I'm very interested in these meld actions, because that's how we get our meteorites tucked. And those can be valuable. I think I'm going to go ahead and take an immediate gather action right here. I'm going to use this exposed upgrade action in order to upgrade my synergy halo. So the way that works is we tuck it. Right here. It's going to be worth 4 points at the end of the game, and now we have this ability for the rest of the game. It says whenever you gain at least 2 guile during your turn, also gain a power. So that was my gather. I'm now going to move 1, 2, 3 right to here. And then for my play, I'm going to play Olga. So I'm going to get a guile. Green worker. Now I could gain a blue work, but instead I'm going to solve because we're on space 5, and that's exactly where this salvage and idle mech is. So we get to turn a guile into a power. They're going to tuck it. And as it says here, we get to gain the core value of all of our solved quests. So we're going to get 2 guile. And because we gained at least 2 guile during our turn, we also get a power. So there we go. 4 power, 3 guile, not too shabby. Okay, pretty good turn there. I liked it. Closing in on that 3 glory. And, ooh, doing another exploration. It's going to be over here. And that's the last one on the central tile. They are all discovered at this point. think I'm going to move and gather. Let's go 1, 2. Let's get a card. I want this scythe. This would let us gain a worker. And then whenever you gain a worker, also gain a power. I like that. So basically I just use this adjacent power there. Now that the Automa's deck has run out, we're going to take the whole deck, including the 2 cards that we didn't use. We're going to shuffle. Form a new deck. Do the same thing, remove 2 cards without looking. And then just go from there. And they've reached their 3rd glory. So it's not going to matter for the blue mech. They're just going to move 3. And there's no more central tiles to uncover. So we're just going to ignore that and have them move 2. And now I want to move and play. And I want to go 1, 2. And we're going to play the Occult Nexus. That's going to give us a power. And we'll add the red here. It's going to let us vanquish. But first, we get the core values of all adjacent face-up cards. So we're going to get a guile and a power. And now we can vanquish. So we need 4 power to get that corruption. That gets us down to 2 power. And we need 4 guile, which is exactly what we have. So there we go. We've done 2 more vanquish actions. Fantastic. Okay, and finally, the blue mech is getting in on the exploration game. The Stormy Sea. And as you can see, these northern tiles, they get way more corruption. They're going to get at least 8. And there we go, exactly 8. And they're not at 5 glory, so just 1 move. Now, unfortunately, I really want this quest because, look, we know exactly where tile 19 is. It's right there. And I would really like to get 4 quests solved. The problem is it's going to be tough to actually grab that card. So I'm going to have to do maybe something that's slightly inefficient. I'm going to do a move and gather. 1, 2, 3, come here. Yeah, and that's going to let me take a card of my choice. Goes right into my hand. And that's it. That's my turn. Okay, looks like the blue robot is going to clear off a little corruption, as is the black robot. So that's a teensy bit annoying because that means they didn't move. So we're going to play and gather. I'm going to play this scythe. Get a guile. Play this blue worker, which is going to let me gain a worker. On a green one. And then whenever I gain a worker, I also gain a power. And these powers on these items, they are ongoing. As long as these cards are here in the active area with workers on them, these are ongoing. I think I'll take this card with my gather. And now I'd just like to note something here. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards that are either in my hand or in my active area. That doesn't include the cards that are tucked. And you can see having 8 cards, that is one of these goals for gaining some glory, being able to put your glory stars out. Now, you don't just get to do that automatically. No, instead, you have to use one of these boast abilities. It's only by boasting that you get to put your stars out. Doing some exploration. Oh, that's only 7, so we got to do one more. Wow. Okay, a lot of corruption there. And then, oh, this is annoying. Black Mech wants to clear a little bit of corruption, do a little vanquishing. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, I have a bit of a dilemma here because I really want to come up here and I want to vanquish that corruption there. It's going to uncover the boast ability, which is what I really want. I'd like to start getting some of these stars out because, you know, I have 8 cards and I'm getting very close to a couple of other things. I also want to go there in order to solve this quest that I have. The problem is that's going to be 3 strength or power. That's going to be 5 power. So I'm going to need a lot of power to be able to do everything that I want to do. So I think what I have to do is I'm going to have to do a move and gather. Go 1, 2, 3 to here. Gather up that 2 strength. Alternatively, actually, the other thing that I could do, you know. Actually, I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to try something else because that's not as efficient as I'd like to be. Instead, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the spot and we're going to gather here. Now we get to sweep. I want to sweep those 2 cards. Okay, that worked out pretty well because we got a power. That's what we wanted. And now I can activate an adjacent tile. I'm going to activate this one. I'm going to get 2 guile. And when I get 2 guile, I also get a power. That gets me up to 4 power, and that's pretty good. Okay, they're sweeping. I don't mind that. Oh, yes. Another power there. That's exactly what I wanted. They're going to do some more exploring. That's not good. Taking all the map tokens. Okay. And luckily, not quite to 4 glory yet. Just moving 2. Now I think we can gather and play. So I think we can actually play first, then gather? No, that doesn't work. Yeah, let's just go ahead and gather first. We're not going to sweep anything, but we are going to gather 2 guile, which is also going to give me a power. We're then going to play. We're going to play our little tiger friend here. So we get a power. Oops, we then do a blue worker. And he's going to let us vanquish. And we have the occult nexus here, which says whenever you vanquish, first gain the core values of adjacent face-up cards. So that's going to be 2 power. We're now at 8 power. We're vanquishing this 5. That's going to get us to 3. And this says that if this vanquish removes the location's final corruption, you may gain the revealed benefit, which in this case is the ability to boast. And we do have 8 cards, so we can boast about that. Boom. That is our turn. And now they're at 4 glory. but not at 5, so just moving 2. And again, everything's uncovered, so just moving 2. Now we want to play and move, I believe. And we're going to play first because we want to solve this quest. And we can do that by playing this clue stone. So first and foremost, that's going to give us a guile. And we play a green worker on here, and that just lets us solve. And so we can solve this guy right here, weaken the Leviathan. We're on tile 19. We spend 3 strength or power. We get a coin. So our first coin, these are just worth victory points at the end of the game. And we get to rescue a card. Rescue a card. Which card would we want to rescue? It's a good question. Let's go ahead and look at this Scythe back. Our blue worker. Okay, that goes in here. So there we go. We now have 3 quests done, which means that all of our stars out here are going to be worth 10 points at the end of the game. That's good. But I would like to get 1 more so that we can put out a star right there. We do have a quest on the board, actually. That'd be very easy to do. Well, there we go. That was our play action. We did a little solving. Now we get to move. Let's go right here. Yikes. Okay, that's that. Ooh, there we go. We're at 4 glory. Ooh, look at this. 1, 2, 3. Remember, they skip our location. And that's times 3. So they are going to get 3 of those corruption. Completely clearing off that stack. That was unfortunate. Wow. And they're just moving 2. That could have been better. Well, I think if we just explore over here, we can at least have our 5 map tokens so we can complete that star. We definitely want to get 7 corruption tokens for that, and then probably a 4th quest. And that would be our 4 stars out. That's our plan anyway. Okay, yeah, so we'll just move and gather. Get our 5th map token. Ah, look at that. Okay, that's just 6. We need to get to 8. Ooh, that's a shame. Oh, wait, no, actually, sorry. I thought these were all 8s, but no, that's a 5. Yep, the rest have been 8s, but that one only needs 5 corruption, I guess because it's an encampment. So we just have those out. That's actually kind of lucky. I can now gather any card I want. So in that case, I'm going to take this final quest card. Okay, that's it. Oh, whoops. Had to replace that. And they're now sweeping it. Don't want to mess with card destiny there. Okay, they're going to do an explore. This is a special spot that has a special corruption token just for it. This 20 spot, where you have to spend all of your power and guile in order to remove it. So there we go. They found that. And now, uh-oh, major corruption going to be cleared off here. Now, there's only 2 available, even though they wanted to get 3, so they just do as much as they can, and then they're done. And yeah, I'm going to have to refresh. I'm going to have to refresh. So we're going to get our workers and our cards. Whoops, that stays there. Okay. We have a lot of cards here. And unfortunately, that's going to be my turn. Okay, clearing off more corruption. And I believe that they're going to take the 20. Oh, nope, that would be a special action that lets them do the 20, so they're going to ignore the 20. They're going to come here and clear off 2. Ooh, boy. And then just moving 1. Okay, not good, not good. Look at all this corruption they've cleared. It's our turn. We get to do all 3 things. So definitely the first thing that we want to do is we want to play. And we want to play our tiger friend. It's going to give us a power. And we're going to vanquish. So we have 6 guile. 3 to get that one. 3 to get that one. And Chonga's special ability states that if we vanquish the location's final corruption token, we gain the uncovered benefit, which is a boast. Let's go ahead and boast about our 5 map tokens. Beautiful. So that was our play. Now we're going to do a gather. And as you can see, that gather is going to let us boast as well. And we have 7 corruption tokens. So we can boast about that. And then we can take a card, and I haven't even looked at these cards. None of these cards are doing much for me, to be honest. Guess we'll go here. Actually, I'll take that one. I played a gathered, now I can move. I'm just looking to get over here. Okay, I think I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Luckily, they're not at 5. Well, they couldn't reach it anyway, so we dodge that bullet. They're just going to move 2. This guy is sweeping. And then just moving 3. Okay, I'm going to go move and play. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play Olga. And now, because we have all these stars, you can see we're getting both a guile, but then we're also getting another guile and a power, because we have so many stars out. But really what I want to do is I want to solve. So we're just going to solve this guy right here. We're going to get to spend a power to get a coin. That's our 4th and final quest. And you can see here we gain the core value of all of our solved quests. So we're getting 2 more power and 2 more guile. Oh, they got to their 5th glory. Not good. Doing a little bit more corruption cleaning. Now, I just realized, because of this, I should get another power, because I gained at least 2 guile that last turn. We're going to do a move and gather. 1, 2, 3 to here, I think. Other option would have been to go 1, 2, 3, but I will be able to tuck some of these items, which will give me points. And so I think this might be, I might be able to generate more points by doing it this way. I'm taking 1 extra turn. We'll see. I'm not sure, but let's try it. So we're coming here, we're going to gather, and we're going to upgrade Now, which one of these do we want to upgrade is the question. Maybe, yeah, I don't think it really matters. Let's just find the one. They're all worth 4 points. This one's good. We'll just tuck that one in. Get those 4 points. That's us done. Okay. 1 clear there. 1, 2, 3. Jumps over us. And now we either have to do either just a move and play. So we would just move up and play. Which, do I really have anything that I want to play? Yeah, I really don't have anything worth playing, so I might as well just gather and play. And then next turn I can move and gather, and that will be it. And by gathering here, I can do another one of these upgrades just to get another 4 points. And then, really, we don't really need to play anything. Guess we might as well just play this. Get one of those, and we can gain a face-up item. Okay, this one's worth 4 points. And whenever we gain an item, we also gain its core value. There we go. And I've got a shuffle. Discard 2. Okay, they're sweeping. Get that last location. One, two, three. Corruption. Man. Our turn. Move and gather. Here. We can gather down here to get another upgrade. So let's just go ahead and get that 4th upgrade that we're allowed. Final boast. We could do either one of these, really, because now we have 4 upgrades. That's funny. Actually, I'm going to upgrade this one just in case it matters. So there we go. Move, gather, and that triggers the end of the game because we got all 4 of our stars, our glory stars out. So each player is going to get 1 extra turn. So that means they're going to get an extra turn, and then we're going to get an extra turn as well. Corruption. And they're just moving. So they're done. We get 1 more turn, and we could meld one of our meteors. We haven't done that at all. That could get us some points. Let's see here. If we meld this one, we gain $1 per 5 value corruption. I don't think we had... Oh, we got 1. 2. Okay, so that's 2 points. And this would be gain 1 per solved quest. So that would be 4 points. Yeah, I think that's probably the best we can do. So why don't we just stay here and we'll just gather. We'll activate that adjacent area over there. We'll meld this. You just put it down here. And we have 4 solved quests. So we're getting 4 coins. And there we go. That's it. Don't need to play anything more. We're all good. That's the end of the game. Let's just add up points. Adding up points is super simple. We just look at their card to see exactly how many points they get for everything. So for each star, they're getting 4 points. They had 5 stars out, so that's going to be 20 points. They're getting 2 points for every corruption that they cleared. They have 15 corruption tokens, so that's 30 more points. That puts them at 50. And then they're getting 1 point for every map token. They had 9 of those. So they're ending the game with 59 points. Now for us, our scoring is right over here. First off, because we got 3 or more hearts, quests completed, Each of our stars is going to be worth 10 points. We got 4 stars out, so that's 40 points right off the bat. We're then getting points for our upgraded items. We have 4 of those, each worth 4 points. That's 16. We're also getting 2 points for every one of our corruption tokens. We have 7. So we're getting 14 more points. And we have the coins that we managed to receive throughout the game. That's 6 more. So in total, that is 50, 60, 70, 6. We won 76 to 59. And so there you go. That was a complete solo game of Expeditions. If you enjoyed this playthrough, please like this video and check out our other videos, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.